What's up, resellers? I'm Rebecca, and you're watching Rebecca the Reseller. Thanks for joining me today for another fun What Sold video, because I'm talking about 14 sales that sold each for over $50. So I've been having some really good sales lately, wanted to pull a few out and show them to you and share with you any tips I have or any reasons why or any insight I can so that you can get these kinds of sales too. And my main theme right now is you can't sell $50 items if you don't source $50 items. And so I challenge everyone as you go through this, if these are brands that you normally find, that's great. If they're brands that you don't normally find, see if you can get creative to find these brands, whether they're at your local store, branch out your sourcing, go to online sourcing, and see what else you can do to really level up in your sourcing, because that's what's going to lead to those higher value sales. So that's my little soapbox. Let's dive into the sales. We've got 14 of them here. They're all over $50. And I should also say, if you're new here, hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Rebecca, and my channel is all about Poshmark selling tips and what sold on Poshmark. So if you want to know how to sell on Poshmark or want to make more money on Poshmark, please consider subscribing. So this is the Lily Pulitzer Elsa romper, size extra large, a great size, right season, lots of great things going for this sale, and it sold for $80. So I was really happy with this. I haven't sold Lily Pulitzer in a while, actually, because I just haven't really been getting my hands on it. But I knew that this would sell, and I was really conscious to get it up as soon as I could so that someone would have it to enjoy for summer. I list things all year long. You'll see here I have some cashmere sweaters that sold. All of these sales were from June. So I'm selling rompers, I'm selling cashmere sweaters. I list everything all the time. But if you have the chance to prioritize a certain kind of item because of the timing of the season, that's always a good idea. Next up is Drew. These are Anthropologie Drew brand Natasha jogger pants in black, size extra small. And like the last one was a great size and extra large, because we all know people are larger than they used to be. And so selling the larger sizes usually is a quicker sale or a better sale, but I still sell all sizes, including this extra small. So I sell all sizes, and I'm not afraid to sell an extra small. And I do want to note here, because some people have been following along, I did a Jomar Wholesale unboxing on my channel a few weeks ago, and I did a Drew pack. It was like new with tags and new without tags, and I've sold several items from that pack now for great profit. So I did want to point this out and give credit to Jomar Wholesale for this one. I had some sell on ThredUp. This is one of the sales from Poshmark, and I do have an affiliate code down below, so you can get 10% off your order. And my suggestion is to just try out some of the packs and see what you can find out and see what you can do that works well for you. This one worked out. It was a $50 sale with free shipping. That's all I have for this one. I was just really excited to see some of these items from that pack move. Next up is an Elizabeth and James Sheridan sweater dress. I've had this for quite a while, but I knew that someone would want this. There's a lot of great things going for it as far as it being a midi dress and being in style. And it is an expensive brand, but I've noticed on some other things, you know, pants or jeans or whatever, that the resale price is kind of low. So I was really happy to get $95. I think I had it up for $150, and they sent me an offer. So this was a great sale. It's a merino wool blend, so it's a nice quality fabric, and I'm really happy with that sale when that came in. Next up is an Everlane, the cashmere blend vintage sweater. So some of my higher value sales come from the brand Everlane. It's still a great seller. I love getting it. I love having it. I love selling it. When it's cashmere, it's even better. And I talked in the last video that I did about 10 sales that sold over $50, that when I have a branded cashmere sweater, I usually put it up a little bit higher. And then if it's an unbranded cashmere sweater, I put it for a little lower. But recently I increased all of my prices for cashmere in general because of the way I send out my offers. And so now I'm getting a lot more money for my cashmere sweaters because of the way I price them, knowing that I'm going to send aggressive offers out or want to be able to take offers. So if you're ever feel like you're giving items away, or when you send out your offers, or when someone sends you an offer, you're not getting that much for it, then you need to price a little bit higher, but only do that if your business model and the operations that you do allow for that. Like, I price high because I know I send out aggressive offers. So for me, that works well. If I priced low and still sent out aggressive offers, that wouldn't work out so well for me. The other thing is that these are all $50 or more sales. So these kinds of items have some wiggle room because it's a higher value item and I pay a low amount for them. And so for me, I have a lot of wiggle room to be able to spare. So just a note on cashmere and kind of keeping in mind pricing your items as you go through, keeping your business operations in mind. Next up is this new with tags Revolve keepsake brand, Meadows cropped pants. These were really pretty wide leg pants. I picked these up at a buy sell trade store, so I did pay up slightly for them. I don't recall the exact amount, but still made a great profit on this, and I had them up and they sold for $100, which is fantastic. I like selling brands that are a part of Revolve. I don't always dive in enough to research every brand to know whether it's sold there or not. But obviously Revolve is still a popular and highly sought after overall brand that carries a lot of sub brands, so that, if you put Revolve and the brand of the item, you're going to be able to have it included in searches, just like when you put Anthropologie or Anthro and then you put the brand Drew. So you're covering all your bases there. The other one I like to do is putting the top level brand Aritzia for Babaton or Wilfred, which I carry a lot of and seem to do well with. Next up is a pair of Mother, the Stunner jeans ankle step fray in size 29. So cute jeans, perfect for what's going on right now, ankle and cropped. They are skinny, and so I'm not sure if that's kind of on its way out or not. I know there's a lot going on with flare and wide leg things right now, so we'll see what happens, but they worked out well. And usually I mention the rise, so I use a measurements form that helps save me time on listing the item and photographing the item. I have lots of videos on that and lots of Instagram posts on that if you're interested. So it's a 10-inch rise, so like mid to high rise. I didn't even put that here, but mentioning the rise is usually a good way to help identify your jeans, especially if they don't have a style name. Obviously, if somebody knows that they like Mother the Stunner, then they're going to look for that because they know what it's called, and so putting that name in there is super helpful. But if it's a pair of jeans that doesn't have a style name, or you don't know what the style name is, then you definitely want to talk about the length. You want to talk about any embellishments like the step fray or things like that. If it's ankle, cropped, if it's skinny, straight, flared, boot cut, whatever. And also the rise is important. Next up is this new with tags Alicia Levine slimming one-piece swim dress. So this I picked up at a Ross clearance sale earlier in the year. I love selling specifically plus size swimsuits that are new with tags. This one is 12, so it's not a plus size. I had it in a 10, I had it in a 12. I'm like 99% sure that both of them have sold at this point. So just, picking up swimwear all year long for me is something I always do. And when I get it, I list it, but I try to have any swimwear, like I don't sit on it. I'll put it up in January so that you can get the entire season through of spring breakers, February breakers, April breakers, anyone having a vacation in those winter months, as well as the summertime. So make sure you always have your swim listed all year round. This is a DVF Diane von Furstenberg Carolyn eyelet dress in white, and it is a plus size at 14 according to Poshmark. And this I did have for a little bit, but it sold for $50 and I'm okay with that. It had a little bit of surface dirt on it and I just didn't want to clean it. I don't want to pay to get it dry cleaned. I didn't want to clean it myself, and so I put it up as is. So I did sit on this for a little bit, but it still did sell for $50 because it's a brand that carries value. It's a DVF, it's like a $400 dress, and so someone was happy to get it for $50 and we'll go ahead and get it dry cleaned. And so that's why I say if you source $50 items, you'll sell $50 items. I don't only have $50 items, but I'm starting to, quote, collect more and more items that just the brand has value. It's an expensive item. It's sought after. It has a good resale value. It's the right kind of thing based on trends. It's the right kind of item and size and type for that brand. And so all of those things, when they point in the right direction, it leads to a high value sale. And it really is only this past year that I started putting all of that together. And I'm in my 5th year of reselling at this point. And I say that in reseller mom years because for those of you that know, I have a 5-year-old old, but when I started, he was 6 months old. And so I've run the gamut of having a little one at home with me trying to resell, and it creates challenges. So really it's all coming together for me this year, and so I'm just really happy to be able to share a lot of tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, the hard way, so that as you go through your reselling journey, you'll be able to move a lot quicker than I did. So new tags, frame, Le Simone, short gray ridge black, size 31. These sold for $65. So this was a good flip. I was trying to use up a gift card that I had to frame. And so the idea was to buy items to flip, but unfortunately they weren't having any sales. There were no discount codes when I decided to use mine. So I really did take a loss on this, but the goal was to get rid of my gift card. And so I'm happy to get $65 for it. I'm happy to get cash money out of my gift card for it. And it is what it is. Sometimes you have to break an egg to make that omelet. And I'm doing enough volume on all of my different platforms at this point where I can absorb some of these losses. And so it is what it is. But it's a great deal. Like if you found this at the thrift store and you could pay $4 for it or $7 for it, and you could sell it for 65, that's great. And this person got a great deal because they're brand new with the tags, still on the website as far as I checked, and they got an amazing deal. So that worked out in some regards, maybe not in all regards. Next up is Escada Cashmere Merino Wool Sweater. I love this brand. It's such a great brand. It is just so expensive. It is crazy. It's at a lot of high-end department stores. It is just this crazy brand. And you know what's funny? I went on the website the other day. Now I literally remember nothing of what I read, but I remember reading about the designer, and whatever it was that I read, I thought it was interesting, but you think I can remember it? Of course not. But anyway, go on if you want to look for a little bit more information about the designer here for Escada, because whatever I read, the little blurb on, you know, like it was Neiman Marcus or whatever high-end department store, Nordstrom, that I was looking at the item, they had a little blurb about the designer. I was like, Escada Cashmere Merino Wool Sweater. It's a great brand. I had this up for $250 because it's probably like a $600 or $800 sweater. And so I did 50% offers on only my higher end items a few days ago, just to kind of cycle through some stuff. Like I don't want to sit on a lot of high end items. I want to move them through and extract my profit. So this sold on that offer. So they got it for $125 with free shipping. I had it up for $250. I am completely fine with $125 with free shipping. Like that's a great day in my book. So they got a great deal and I got a great sale. And sometimes it takes a really aggressive offer to move something. But again, when you have really good items, you have things that can absorb that loss in profit to give the good deal, you still end up with a great sale at the end of the day. Like this item sitting in my storage unit unsold does me no good. The profit is unrealized. It's only when you make the sale that you get your profit, which you know, but I just wanted to serve as a reminder. Everlane, the Cashmere Crew Sweater in black. So again, that's my second cashmere sweater that I sold in June that I'm sharing with you that sold for over $50. Probably sold a few others that didn't sell for $50 that were other brands or whatever. But again, just list those sweaters all year long, especially the cashmere ones. I find that cashmere will sell all year long, not necessarily all sweaters, but I list everything all the time. So again, great brand, cashmere sweater, the item has value, and it's sold for $50. Next up is another one, Aqua Cashmere Sweater, striped gray navy sweater, and I feel like this might be the second time I've sold this sweater or a similar one from Aqua, like navy, blue, and gray striped. I'm pretty sure I've sold at least two at this point recently in this year. So this was a size extra large, and so again, great size, it was in great condition, and I believe Aqua is a Nordstrom brand, and so it seems to do well both here on Poshmark and also on ThredUp as well, although I make more money with it on Poshmark. Here's Everlane, the utility straight leg pant in a 00 regular. So again, I'm not afraid to sell any kind of size. You have to think about the brand too. Would I sell a 00 of like, you know, a more mature brand like an Eileen Fisher, for example, for lack of thinking of other things right now? Maybe not, but I will sell it in Everlane because a young skinny girl is gonna wanna wear those and and she's gonna look for them. So for me, I'm happy to sell all the 00 all day long in the right brands, in the right styles, for the right person. And so think about who's potentially buying that item, so you know if all of those nuances of the item make sense. Brand, item type, like pants or dress or whatever, and size. So these sold well. And I will say, I love selling Everlane in general. I love selling their pants, and I love being able to figure out what it's called. I don't always need a stock photo, but I like at least trying to know what it's called so that the person can look up the right item and yours can be found more easily. Next up are Spanx. We all love to sell Spanx. We all love to find Spanx, and maybe some of us like to wear Spanx, but these are the perfect pant, ankle, back seam, skinny. And I've never actually sold, quote, pants. Like obviously these are like a tight type of thing, but they're pants. And I've only ever sold leggings before, maybe only ever found leggings before. So I was interested to see that these sold very quickly. Maybe I had them up for 75 and they sent me an offer for 60, and I was like, absolutely, anytime. So, you know, you may know a particular brand for a certain kind of item, but you also may want to see what else they have that sells really well. Maybe you come across Spanx very often. Maybe you can locally find Spanx because, you know, a lot of friends and family wear, you know, whatever. Try to identify things that sell well and how could you get more of them? Can you find a way? And sometimes that can really make or break your business. You know, if you can really seek out certain things that other people are seeking out and you can get them inexpensively, then you have a really nice source for inventory. So whether you find reseller boxes from a seller that you trust, whether you find wholesale opportunities like a Jomar Wholesale, who I'm an affiliate for, and you can get a steady source of inventory from them and you have developed a relationship with them, or whatever, local sourcing, there's lots of different ways, but develop those ways to strategically find items that you can't maybe find at your thrift that are higher end items. You know, if you find a lot of Chico's and Banana Republic at your thrift store, that's great. You can always go there and get that. But if you're going to source online or source from a bulk source or buy reseller boxes, then you want to try to cultivate a higher end source so that you can shake out all of the sourcing that you do and it balances out a little bit more. Low end from the thrift or the bins and high end from some other source. So those are the 14 sales that I have for you. I hope all the little insights, nitty gritty little tips are helpful to you. Please let me know in the comments because I really do enjoy your feedback. I read and respond to all my comments and I love hearing from you guys and it is helpful to me. So I do appreciate you watching. Thanks again. And I hope if you'd like to continue to support the channel, watch the next video of mine that comes up next. That is so helpful. Like the video on the way out. Subscribe if you haven't for more Poshmark content, and I will see you next time. Also be sure to check out the description down below. That's where I put together all the resources and discounts and recommendations that I have, including my courses and other products to help your reselling business. Thanks, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!